Hello, dear Convo friends. It's been a while since I last recorded a video, and I guess it's just life getting in the way. It's been a really interesting few weeks where I basically did a deep dive into generative AI, learning what it is to work with things like LangChain and its visual equivalent Flowwise. We're still meeting every Monday with a small group of hardcore conversational generative AI explorers, if I may call you that, where we explore regular conversational AI platforms like VoiceFlow and BotPress and see what kind of generative AI goodness they're adding on an almost daily basis. So we're having a great learning experience there together. The reason why I wanted to record this video because I wanted to do a quick walkthrough of what is quickly becoming my own favorite conversational generative AI app, if you will, called Perplexity. And what I love about it in a nutshell is that it's generative AI search. So it's basically a search on steroids, the way many people probably envisioned Bing or Bart to work. But I think that Perplexity has nailed some pretty big use cases here. So let me just, talk you through what we see in front of us here, which is actually quite similar to a regular search engine because you've got a search bar, but rather than saying search, it's ask. So you can just ask a question. What's the answer? Well, to life, the universe, and everything. We hit enter. And as you can see, there's not a whole lot of conversation going on. And honestly, that's what I love about it. I mean, I don't need text bubbles everywhere or, hello, I am blah blah. This is really kind of, getting to the point in a very inviting way, I guess. It's very clean, very minimal. And what I love about this most is that it actually provides sources over here, but also in a source list that are working links. So they're not kind of hallucinated together by ChatGPT. These are genuine verified links. Um, what's not to love there, I guess. So basically, what you can do is you can kind of, edit your query. I mean, that sounds like machine language. And again, that's what I love about it. It's not pretending to be anything else than just a machine, a perplexity machine, which kind of unperplexes me all the time. So this is what you can do. And what's also really cool, I find, is that when you've got your first search result, rather than having to start all over again, you can actually refine this. Like ask a follow up question that will actually take the context of this first answer into account. So tell me, or actually, let's make it more conversational. Douglas Adams, do a little bit of, tapering here. And we get, you know, And what's really nice here, what other books did Douglas Adams write beside Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series? So you can already rule that one out. And it basically invites you on a journey and on an exploration, if you will. And this is something that I really missed about like the first iterations of Bard and Bing. It's like a one shot answer, and that was it. And by explicitly showing all these kind of related questions, I still have the sense of that my natural sense of exploration, of inquiry, and also of critical thinking is still being activated by the user interface because it doesn't feel like a conversation. It still feels very much like a search, but a more kind of search on steroids, I guess. Now, where it gets really interesting is, and let's start a new thread for that. This is like knowledge retrieval, right? So we're still kind of in the knowledge, question answer kind of mode. But we also have this little switch here. And look what happens if I switch that and I ask a more task related question like, write me a LinkedIn post. Then you can see the Copilot mode is activated, and it's doing a little bit more than just answering my question. It's trying to make sense of it, understanding it. And hey, all of a sudden, we're in an interface that doesn't look like a search engine anymore. We're more in a kind of wizard mode, if you will. So from knowledge to task execution. What's the main topic of my LinkedIn post? Well, let's make it about me. Why not? Has a new course, and this is actually true for technical writers who want to use LLM technology to turn their stuffy style guide into an interactive writing coach. Because why not? I mean, we all know this, right? We've got this style guide kind of, gathering dust on your network drive, and no one's using it, and still you feel like, hey, but we should be consistent in our tone of voice, in our terminology, and especially in technical writing, that really, really matters. So yeah, I created a course for that. So if you're interested, shameless self-promotion, just drop me a line and we can, get in touch. So that's going to be the topic of my LinkedIn post. Now, what's really interesting, it suggests elements that I might like to include in my post. Let's do conversation design, prompt engineering, language related business analysis. And these are not here without reason, because these are actually taken from my AI profile. We'll have a look at that later on. But basically, I'm telling Perplexity a little bit about me rather than telling Perplexity what it should be to me. I'm telling it a little bit of personal information that it can then use to further refine and inform everything I do with this interface. So let's continue. It's reading my response. It's reading my keywords, like the facets that I'm entering. It searches the web. It finds my LinkedIn. It finds some of the projects that I've been working with. It finds 101 technical writing tools. So, and here we are. And the LinkedIn post is just taking shape right here. That's not too bad, I must say. And again, why is it quoting Amazon? That is interesting. Ah, it's a blog. I thought it was the shop. Oh, chat layer. Well, thank you very much. I should work on my SEO probably. Prompt engineering for ChatGPT. Took that one. It's okay-ish, to be honest. Yep, and some of my own profile posts. So let's see, because just as with the generative search, here too we have some follow-up actions. What do you hope to achieve with this post? Well, I want to have it as a demo of obviously for this video, but I also would like to promote my new course and let people express their interest, so that after my holidays, I might actually have a list of people who want to sign up. So it's doing the same kind of course of actions again. It's giving me some advice. Okay, well, this, I don't know what to do with this, honestly. I thought it would kind of refine my LinkedIn post. Um, but yeah, this is kind of, I really like, playing around with this stuff. Let's try one more, because another thing that's really interesting is that when you start a new query, you can basically facet your search. So you can say, okay, search across the internet and all the other focuses, but there's some specific focuses or facets, as we call them in semantic search, that help you kind of putting a specific perspective on your search query. So if I go for academic, I can ask it, return me the five most recent, I don't know, on conversational AI. Um, let's see what it does. Oh, and we'll just make it a generic query rather than a copilot. Okay, let's have a look at our sources. Semantic Scholar, that's good. So these are real papers because Semantic Scholar doesn't lie. There we go. So this is even better because here, if I refine my search for this, I could just get like a weekly digest of academic research in all kinds of topics and spaces. Likewise, let's see if I can click this away. I'm not really sure yet how I can just, start a new. It's probably just here, right? Generating text from Wolfram Alpha. That is really interesting. That is like the biggest knowledge base or knowledge graph, I should say, or collection of knowledge related tools out there. And this is something that ChatGPT or GPT in general is not really good at, like real computational power, logic, stuff like that. And that's where Wolfram Alpha and large language models really are like an ideal marriage. So it's really interesting to see that we've got that available in the pro version. Can do a YouTube search, which is more like, the traditional Google YouTube search, Reddit, okay, Wikipedia. Let's do Wolfram Alpha. What can you do? I don't know. So it's still kind of staying in search mode. Let's actually try out some conversational questions. Are you a bot? Okay. And we are talking to Wolfram Alpha now, right? Because that's what you can see in the source. So if we go back and go to all, let's see if there's some kind of persona happening there. What can you do? Okay, it just goes to my AI profile, which is this thingy me over here, which is basically where I can input some personal information about myself. And because apparently I live in Hilversum, it assumes that I want to know what I can do in my own hometown. Um, and that's another thing that really kind of appeals to me, that it's definitely not a conversational interface. It's a language based interface, and it's a very much an enriched language based interface, but there's no mention of me as the bot referring to itself as me, right? It very consistently uses the AI to refer to the engine that's running here. Tell the AI about yourself to get more personalized results. Share anything that you think will make the experience better. So yeah, it's referring to me as me, but that's fine, right? That's what we do in general text as well. But its self-reference is always the AI. It's never I or me, and that also I feel makes for a lot of clarity and transparency, which really, for me, increases the trustworthiness of this interface. It feels very objective in a way. I haven't tried making it hallucinate yet. Um, hey, can I call you Perplexity? What's your name? Okay. So yeah, I must say that I'm running a bit out of inspiration right now. It's been quite a long day, but I really wanted to share this with you because, well, again, I'm using this on a daily basis now. It's on my phone, it's on my desktop. So yeah, I'd be really curious to hear about your experiences with Perplexity, whether you've used it already, and any ups or downs, any experiences that you might have. Especially, did you manage to get it to hallucinate in some way or the other? That's it from me for now, so far. Have a good one. Talk soon. Groetjes.